Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know what Zoom's doing tonight.
seeing as there's millions of organisations all using this thing, are we paying for this? I can't remember. Or we got a free version?
We are. Hazel has got a license which she's sharing between the various councils that she works for.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we're not paying the normal full whack, but we're paying a share of it.
Okay.
And it does give her a few additional capabilities in addition to removing the time limitation. Not that
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I remember
the time tonight. But
you are live now.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. And for those who are on the live stream, I apologise that we've started a little late. We've had a few technical issues getting everybody on the call. But we are now ready to go. So this is an extraordinary meeting of North Wootton Parish Council. We have a relatively short agenda, and we will crack on with it. So first of all, item 1, to receive apologies for absence. We have apologies from one of our councillors, Councillor Hodinot, who is unable to join us tonight. We're all happy to accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Item 2, for the benefit of members of the public who may not be familiar with this, councillors are required to declare if they have an interest. This is a financial interest, a pecuniary interest in any items on the agenda. It doesn't mean that we're not knowledgeable about the items on the agenda or know the people concerned, but it means that we have no financial interest in it. So does anybody have any declarations of interest to make this evening?
No.
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 No. Thank you. Item 3 then, to adopt the minutes of the virtual meeting held on the 15th of September. In accordance with our usual practice, we'll assume that the councillors have had an opportunity to read the minutes. Is everybody happy with them, or has anybody got any questions about them?
No. Happy.
No, I'm happy.
Only question, Alistair, how many signposts did we do?
We did 4 in total.
Yeah.
This time, and we're leaving the others to do in the next spring.
Okay. So are we happy to adopt the minutes of the virtual meeting?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Now, item 4, this is an opportunity for members of the public who have pre-registered to say what they wish to say. Hazel, I'm right in saying that nobody has requested to speak. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Chairman. No one's asked to speak.
Yeah, I mean, just to clarify that, as we move on then to item 5, which is to consider the planning application to erect a double garage with store and workshop with home office above at Crooked House, Folly Lane. I have spoken to the applicant and he said he didn't wish to speak in support of his application. Again, the assumption we make is that councillors have had a look at the papers and the drawings which are available on the Mendip website. Has anybody got any comments or questions about them?
No, I haven't.
No?
No, I felt it was fairly straightforward. I didn't have any queries.
No, I didn't have any queries either.
Okay. Is everybody happy then that we recommend this for approval?
Yeah.
Can't see why not.
Yes.
So we recommend it for approval then without any additional narrative comments.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Item 6 then, to confirm the parish council's approach in respect of recent consultations. Now, we did discuss this quite a bit on the 15th, and I have done some more work on it since then. I thought it was timely, as we were meeting tonight, just to refresh where we've got to on some of these things. It is quite complicated, and there are quite a lot of these at the moment. First of all, on the issue of the application to Somerset County Council Climate Emergency Fund, have you all seen that West Monkton Parish Council has offered to take the lead on that? We are asked to signify whether we're happy with that. Are we all happy with that?
Yep, I think so.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know anything about West Monkton or their ability, but I'm
What was
happy
the-
for some.
Nor do I, but I think we have to recognise that we simply don't have the resources to go into
No.
all of these in the level of detail that's needed. And if they're happy to do that, I think we should go along with it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's okay.
Hazel, is it, do I need to tell them that, or can you handle that?
Yes, I can handle that, Chairman.
Okay, excellent, thank you. The second one, which I'd like to talk about, are the various discussions that are now going on about the changes in the county and district council arrangements. There's quite a lot going on there, and in particular, there is a consultation on the One Somerset proposal from the county council. Now, Hazel, you've been advised that we're only allowed to make a single response to that. Is that correct?
On behalf of the parish council, yes, I couldn't determine whether that meant as individuals you couldn't respond, but not
Yeah.
as councillors, obviously, but on behalf of the parish council, just once, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So are we happy to essentially respond along the lines that we discussed at our 15th of September meeting, that we prefer the look of the twin unitary option rather than the One Somerset one?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The consultation is very detailed. I don't know whether you've had a chance to have a look at it. Covers a lot of things. And to be honest, I haven't had the time to go through that in the level of detail needed to fully understand it. I don't know whether anybody else has had a chance to have a look at that in great detail. But it seems to me it's reasonable for a small parish council like ours just simply to say that having had a look at it to the best of our ability, we favour the other proposal. Are we all happy to do that and not try to get into some of the detail which others are clearly getting into?
No, I think I'm happy with that.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
You okay with that, Martin?
Yes, yes.
Fine. Okay, well, that's what I'll do then. We'll send something in on that basis. Finally, then, the two consultations on planning matters. And if you remember, we talked about this last time. There is one consultation that changes the current system, which closes on the 1st of October, which is just a couple of days away now. And we did agree that we would go along with some reservations with the St. Cuthbert out proposal on that. And there's been a fair bit of correspondence to and fro since then, not all of which I fully understand, to be honest. Again, this has got extremely complicated. They've got a working party. Remember, that's a very large parish council, and they've got a number of people, and they've had people who've put a lot of time into it. And my feeling is we have nothing to add to that, and we should just live with what has gone in so far. Are we happy to go along with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. The other one is the planning for the future consultation, which doesn't close until the middle of the month. Now, has anybody had a chance to have a proper look at that one?
Not in detail, no.
No.
As complex as all the
Not
others.
Again, it is very complicated, but it does seem to me that there is some, or there are some proposed changes in there which are potentially very significant for us as a rural parish. And I would like to be in a position to say a bit more about what St. Cuthbert Out are doing on it. And my understanding is that they've got a working party that's putting together their proposals. I thought they'd invited us to join their discussion on that, but I think that was a mistake. I think what they want to do is to get their ducks in a row, decide what they would like to say, and then consult us. I wanted to confirm with you all that you're happy that we go along with that, and that if we have time, bearing in mind it closes in the middle of October, we'll circulate it around for everybody to have a look at. But if necessary, I will sign it off. Are we happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. If you have a chance to have a look at it and you've got any thoughts about it, perhaps you could drop me an email, and we'll try and build those comments into it. But it clearly is a fairly far-reaching proposal, and it does take some time to fathom out exactly what's happening. Okay. We've also had something from Somerset Wildlife about that one. Have you had a chance to have a look at that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of that, Kathy? Did you agree with what they had to say about
No,
it?
no, I haven't.
You haven't seen it, Martin, or you don't agree with it?
No, no, I haven't seen it.
You haven't. Yeah. It's not very long. They put a sort of YouTube recording of their views on it. Might be worth having a quick look at that, and if you've got any thoughts on it. But I think essentially this is potentially significant for areas of open countryside. And
Yeah, that was my view. That is, I'd go along with what they say.
yeah. Okay. So an email to them lending support to what they have in mind would be reasonable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if anybody disagrees with that, perhaps they can drop me an email in the next day or two. Fine. Anything else on those consultations then? No?
No.
Okay. Finally, it's not on the agenda, so we can't make any decisions about it. But I thought I would just mention that Alistair and I have had some exchange of emails. We had an approach from a villager who was concerned about the condition of Bats Bridge and had offered to do some work on it to repoint the parts of stonework that have been damaged. I think we're all aware that the bridge is listed, and so we shouldn't do anything to it until we've got formal permission. And I think, Alistair, you've approached the highways people to see if they've got any interest in this.
Yes, I've had no response yet, but I'll chase them up if I don't hear back at the end of this week.
Yeah. I mean, I think the ownership of the bridge has been discussed before, and it's a bit vague, to put it mildly.
That was the thing.
Belongs to everyone when it's working, and belongs to no one when it needs fixing, probably.
Possibly.
Does the listed building records that Mendip hold, does that tell us whether any of it is who the owner is, for example?
Well, the listed building records are held by Heritage England. I did have a look at the entry to see if there's anything that would help with this, and there is nothing there, no. It's a very brief entry, actually.
But presumably, I mean, I think, as I said, if it's going to be treated like a full listed building consent, as you know only too well, Simon, from the work you had to do on your house, it can be quite involved and quite time-consuming and quite expensive. So presumably, are we going to have to pick up the bill for anything on that score?
Well, that's a good question. And I think the first step would be, once you've heard back from the highways people, would be for us to use the contacts we do have in the conservation office at Canard's Grave to find out what their view on it would be. It may be that they're more helpful than we fear they might be, and that they would just simply say crack on with it. In terms of expense, apart from the sort of issue of preparing a document, which I guess we probably could do ourselves with a bit of effort, there isn't actually, you don't actually have to pay for listed building consent. It's not like a planning application, they are free.
Yeah.
But slightly paradoxically, if we approach them for advice on it, they do normally charge for that.
Are you talking about school?
Sorry, Martin, say again.
The school bridge is what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
It wouldn't you know, people come in on that.
Sorry, I didn't hear that, Martin. Can you say again, please?
Yeah. Wouldn't it be worth Alistair contacting the footpath people? Because if it turns into just can't walk over it.
Yes, I'm not sure. I mean, the highways people they may only be involved up as far as the Stocks Lane Bridge, which I know they surveyed because they did that last year. But because you're upstream of that, that's probably the end of the Highways Authority involvement, because it isn't a proper highways bridge. But I have asked them to comment if they know anything about it. But yes, the footpaths people, that's Martin Hodgenot normally looks after that, I think, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He might be able to have some say on that. It's only really a question of finding out what we can on the sort of historical background to the bridge, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might be worth having a word with Andy Townend about that. There was a discussion about this in the parish council some years ago, I think.
Yeah,
I think that was when we found out it was listed and we all sort of walked away
some
from
money
it.
to do it, and we had some estimates.
Sorry, say again, Martin.
You know, we did set some money aside to do
Yes,
some work. We had a couple quotes to do the bit of work
yes,
on it.
that's right. That's my recollection as well. Yeah. Well, we have an offer to do the work for free, but I've discouraged the individual concerned from touching it until we're very clear about the formal approval position. Okay, well, perhaps we can discuss this again in November. I don't think there's any huge urgency to it. It's not literally falling down or anything like that, but it will need some attention sooner rather than later. And if Alistair finds out anything from the highways people, we can take that into account. Failing that, I have a contact in the conservation office. I will ask him for his thoughts on it.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So that completes the items that we have on the agenda this evening. Our next full meeting is a regular meeting, a regular bi-monthly meeting on the 17th of November, when we are due to set the budget and the precept for next year. For the time being, it looks very much as if we'll be continuing to do these things on Zoom. So the probability is that will be a meeting on Zoom. Can't see any other one. Okay. Well, thank you all very much. Sorry, Martin, say again.
30.
7:30.
Will it be on the 17th?
Yes, 7:30.
7:30.
7:30 on the 17th of November, yes. Routine time. Okay. Thank you all very much. And thank you, Hazel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chairman. I think I've managed to get
Bye.
all of that.
Were you able to catch all of that okay, Hazel?
I think I heard her say she was.
Did you? I didn't.
Oh, yeah, I think she said she got it all.
Right.
Better contract with Alistair than it is with us.
Okay. I think I shall say goodbye in that case then.
Yeah, I think I thought that Hazel.
Yeah, I think she's gone now.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
All right.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Bye then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Press what?